Alright everybody, today we are going to speculate for the next EX coming in OnePiece Bounty Rush. Of course, we already got the 6th anniversary first EX and second EX, so we can hopefully determine a theme of this anniversary. So there's a few options for this theme. So first option, Pirate Island themed. Technically Blackbeard wasn't on Pirate Island when, Garp invaded, but he was there before and after Garp invaded, so I think that's pretty close enough. You can make it Pirate Island themed, and even if you don't want to call it Pirate Island themed, you can just call it Egghead themed technically, because last anniversary we had S-Snake, Lucci, of course, 2 Egghead characters, and then we had Shanks. Technically he wasn't Egghead, but he still had the Egghead tag, so technically that theme was Egghead theme. So however you want to say it, Blackbeard is going to have the Egghead tag, so it is very possible the theme is just Egghead. I'd like to say Pirate Island though, because we have Garp also and Kuzan from Pirate Island, and then Blackbeard, like I said, was there before and after the fight took place. Second theme that's possible is so this one's definitely weird and out there, but people Garp have trained, slash Garp himself, of course. So Garp, we got Kuzan, he trained him. Kobe, he trained him. And then, lump Gear 5th in there. Technically, Garp did train Gear 5th, or not Gear 5th, Luffy a little bit when he was a kid. He threw him in the forest to train him, stuff like that. I bet Garp definitely taught him a few moves also. I mean, I don't think it was necessarily shown on screen, them fighting, or... Actually, no, it was, yeah. Luffy was throwing a punch in his flashback, and Garp was sitting there watching him, kind of guiding him, but... yeah, that could be a theme. Like I said, it is definitely out there, so that would mean the theme is Gear 5th. I think this is the least likely one out of them. I think Gear 5th is probably going to be the first or third EX of the next anniversary when he does come, so I really don't think this is going to happen, but it is definitely possible. Next option is also a little out there, so before I say it, so if we look at this chart, we have every single anniversary I made up to 6th anniversary. Of course, I put Blackbeard there, but, it's not confirmed yet at Blackbeard. I just put him there. But as you can see, in every single anniversary, there's always one of each class. We got first anniversary, we have Defender Attacker. Of course, there was no 3 EXs in there, so we did not get a runner. Third anniversary, of course, you can see Runner, Defender, Attacker. 4th anniversary, Defender, Runner, Attacker. We have each class in every anniversary that has 3 EXs, except one, which is the 5.5 anniversary. Of course, we got Defender S-Snake, then we got Runner Lucci, and Runner Shanks. Now, I think they're still going to follow this class theme. I think, of course, they could break it whenever they want. It's not impossible, I'm not saying, but I think they're going to try to follow the class theme. The only reason I think they broke it last anniversary was because Shanks had 2 attackers already. There was no way they were going to make him a 3rd attacker and make people even more mad. So that is why I think that there was 2 runners. And if you really look at it, Shanks is an attacker. Like, he can definitely run, but he's definitely built more as an attacker, in my opinion. I mean, sure, he can grab the flag fast, but he doesn't really have the special traits of runners. He can't grab the flag when they're on it, stuff like that. He can, stick on it if he has his red-haired state, so people can't really knock him off that easy, but, like I said, he is, I feel like, built more like an attacker. I mean, he has his 2 skill 2s, which is insane. That was the first time they did it. Of course, Garp also has it now, but Shanks, of course, was the first one, and then his Kumsari, which has fixed damage, which is, of course, pretty OP, even for an attacker, and then, yeah, like I said, 2 skill 2s. So, like I said, that's why I think Lucci and Shanks are both attackers, instead of, or runners, instead of Shanks being an attacker. And, I mean, we'll see this anniversary 100%, if they're going to keep the theme up of having one of each class, or if they're just going to break it again. So we'll definitely see, but we have to wait till the last EX to find out. So speaking on that, so if we really take into account, so we have Garp Attacker, Kuzan Defender Attacker, and if they release Blackbeard, is he really going to be attacker also, that really doesn't make sense. And I don't think Blackbeard's going to be a runner. So if we are following the theme that they showed in the past, it should be runner. The last EX should be runner. And like I said, I really do not see Blackbeard being base runner. That is just weird. Even if he's switching, that is still weird. Like, Blackbeard has not really shown insane speed or anything like that. Like, unless they make him have a move like Fat Luffy, Fake Luffy, where he's just running like that. That's really the only move they could give him to make him a runner. Of course, his Dark Fruit is both based, would make most sense based with Defender. Of course, he already has a Defender with the Dark Fruit, and Attacker, I would say. And of course, the Guru no Me, same thing. Defender and Attacker would make sense. But, so they could make him base Defender, like last anniversary, instead of, you know, putting Attacker, Runner. They could do Defender. But I think people would be upset if Blackbeard was just base Defender with 2 Devil Fruits. I think people want him to be more. I think they want him to somehow either be all typings, or at least Defender Attacker. And if we look, like I said, Garp Attacker, Kuzan Defender Attacker. Are they really going to make Blackbeard base Attacker or Defender Attacker again? Even though Kuzan is exactly that. I don't think they are going to do that, because that's just going to make people mad. And they're just going to be like, okay, we got the same EX pretty much back to back. Of course, they'll have different skills and stuff, but pretty much same back to back. Maybe he'll put, instead of ice, he'll put darkness on all treasures. And when he goes in the treasure area, he'll switch to Guru no Me. But yeah, I don't think people would like that very much, and I don't think they would probably do that. Like, it would, like I said, be a duplicate. And like I said, I doubt he's going to be a base attacker either, because Garp and Kuzan both are attackers. So that's why I think there is a possibility Blackbeard is not the main EX. So let's talk about the other 2 characters now. So this one's definitely far-fetched a bit, but Law could be EX. I know, kind of crazy, but I mean, if S-Snake can get an EX, Law definitely can get an EX. But I don't think Law is main EX worthy. That's just the problem. Like, I mean, I guess it's possible, but, you know, we have all the anniversaries. First anniversary was Shanks. Of course, Blackbeard and Shanks, I'd say, are pretty tied. Second anniversary, we had 2 EXs, Garp. Not Garp, Odin and Roger. Roger, of course, is the most hyped out of that. And, you know, usually the main EX is the most hyped. Usually. Not all the time. We have, for example, the 4th anniversary. I would say Kaido was probably the most hyped out of the anniversary. I mean, I guess I know there's a lot of people who love Zoro. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But personally, I did want Kaido more for EX than Zoro. So Gear 5th being the main EX of 4.5 anniversary makes sense. Probably the most hype. I mean, there's definitely probably people who love Kid and Law. But Roger being the main EX of 5th anniversary, definitely the most hyped, you can say. I mean, Whitebeard definitely is close tied. But yeah. So basically, yeah, they are basically try to put the most hyped character of the anniversary as main EX, because of course main EX usually costs the most, guaranteed, in Rainbow Island. So of course they have to show why this character is this many gems. You know, I thought Garp would probably be the main EX of the anniversary. Of course it would make sense, but that was not the case. He was the first EX. Kuzan makes sense for second EX to me, but yeah, I just can't see Law being the 3rd EX. That's just weird, but it's always possible. And then finally, the one that honestly probably makes the most sense, theoretically, is Kizaru. So we got Garp a Marine, Kuzan an ex-Marine, Kizaru a Marine, or Admiral Marine. So I think this theme could be Marine/ex-Marine themed. I think that would make more sense for a theme. Of course, like I said, Blackbeard wasn't on, technically, Pirate Island. He was there before and after, but like I said, it probably doesn't matter whether he was on it when it happened or it didn't happen. It's just going to be called Egghead themed. The only problem with it being Kizaru is he has not been animated yet. That's the only problem I see being Kizaru, but at the same time, it's definitely not impossible, because if we take someone like Fleet Admiral Akainu, I mean, it's just base Akainu basically with Fleet Admiral outfit. Of course, Fleet Admiral Akainu hasn't done anything since he's become Fleet Admiral pretty much, except sit at a desk. Which, I mean, you know, I can't blame him for sitting at a desk. I mean, that is kind of his job, is to sit at Marine HQ and make sure stuff is going right. Sengoku did the same thing, except when the war, of course, happened. But yeah, so Akainu got an EX version of him that hasn't really done anything. So it is very possible they just take what they know from Kizaru and make him a EX character. Very possible. Of course, we already have his outfit reveal for Egghead, so that's, I mean, I don't think people would care even if it was not revealed. You know, spoil his outfit, how it looks, but it's already been revealed, so it is very possible Kizaru could. And look, guess what? Kizaru Light being a runner would make complete sense for the theme, if we're going based on the theme. Kizaru as a runner, like I said, yeah, complete sense. It would fit the last anniversaries, except 5.5, of course. So to me, where I personally want Blackbeard more, of course, but if we just look based on the past, it seems Blackbeard is probably not going to be the EX, and it's going to be Kizaru. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but I would say there's probably a 50-50, I guess. They're pretty tied to me. Kizaru makes more sense, but at the same time, since he's not animated, I want to make him lower, I guess, the percentage lower, just because he's not animated. Like I said, that has not stopped them in the past from making characters, but, you know. Blackbeard, I hope comes, but, like I said, I don't know. Also, we can also base the next EX off, kind of. So, every single anniversary for the past 3 anniversaries has had a banner unit. Of course, 3.5 had the first banner unit, which was Ben Beckman. He came with Filament Shanks on his banner. 4.5, we had Killer with Kid-in-Law. 5th anniversary, we had Dark Rayleigh with Roger. And then 5.5, of course, we had Lucci with Kaku. So if we do that based off, realistically, who is going to be Kizaru's banner unit? It doesn't really make sense. I doubt it's going to be Sentomaru. First of all, I mean, he's not really on Kizaru's side. And second of all, we just got a Sentomaru, what, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. So I really don't think they're making another Sentomaru. Saturn is definitely not going to be the banner unit. If Saturn's the banner unit, I mean, we should just quit the game. No way they make a character like that a banner unit. And of course, again, he has not really been animated yet. All we know is he's on the Marine ship. They could make some random Vice Admiral, I guess. They could lump in the Clay guy from Pirate Island, or the whatever Sword Lady. If they wanted to, of course they are technically, I mean, technically they cut communications with the Marine. I think that's what Sword is explained as. They are technically good people, Marines, but they don't follow any order of Marines, because, of course, if they're associated with the Marines and they attack a Emperor or something, they're gonna, you know, might get war declared on them. I don't know how to explain it, but if they really wanted to, they could just put one of them in. But yeah, I don't see a banner unit coming in. Of course, it is possible that there is no banner unit. Like I said, 3.5 had a banner unit, but 4th anniversary did not, so it's possible. Even though I would say, I guess technically King, you could say, was the banner unit of the 4th anniversary. Technically, he wasn't on Big Mom's banner, but he came out like 2 days before Big Mom. And it would have made sense if they just lumped him on the same banner, but... Of course, if it's Blackbeard, Shiryu will probably be the banner unit. I guess if it's not Shiryu, I mean, I hope it's Shiryu, but if it's not Shiryu, I guess it'd make more sense if it's Van Augur, Burgess, Doc Q, and... I have no clue who else was on the island. Was it only those 3 when they fought Law? I feel like there's one more. I can't think of them. But someone who was on the island when they fought Law, I think would make more sense. And then maybe Shilu and Katharina Devon come as a Bounty Fest right after. If it's Gear 5 Luffy, honestly, I don't really see anyone worthy of the banner spot. Usually the banner unit is a decently hyped character. Like I said, Dark Rayleigh. We had Kaku Awaken form, I'd say it was pretty hyped. We had Ben Beckman at First Commander. Kid-in-law, I can't necessarily call Killer hyped, but, you know, he was Kid's right-hand man, I guess, so. So if it is Gear 5th, I really, like I said, don't see who it could be. They could, I guess, Jinbei. Yeah, I think Jinbei would make the most sense. Of course, we got Egghead, Zoro, and Sanji already. I really don't think Nami or Robin or Frankie or Brooke or any of them would be hype enough to be a banner unit. Like I said, it's definitely not going to be Sentomaru. Technically, I guess it could be Vegapunk, the real Vegapunk. I don't see how they're going to make him a character, though, since he doesn't really fight. I bet they're just going to give him a gadget, but definitely not hype enough, I don't think, to be a banner unit. If it's Law, of course, it's going to be Beppo as the banner unit. That makes the most sense, of course. But yeah, like I said, I do think Kizu has a almost higher chance, like barely a higher chance than Blackbeard coming, based off what we've known and the theme. But like I said, who's gonna be Kizu's banner unit? There's really no one. I mean, I could say maybe Kako or Lucci could have been a banner unit, but of course we already got both of them. They could just make some random Vice Admiral, but I don't think. I think every Vice Admiral that goes to Egghead are like newer characters that are just revealed, so definitely not gonna be that. Like I said, it's definitely not gonna be Saturn. Probably not Sentomaru. So realistically, like I said, there doesn't need to be a banner unit, but seemingly on the past 4 anniversary or 3 anniversaries, there has been a banner unit every time. So I'm just gonna assume that is always gonna happen from now on. At least one character out of the anniversary will have a banner unit. Of course, Garp and Kuzan came out already, and they didn't have a banner unit, so it's got to be the main EX who has this banner unit. And if we're going based off the banner unit, Blackbeard definitely has a higher chance, because like I said, Kizu doesn't make sense. Law, I think, is far-fetched, and then Gear 5th, it doesn't really make too many sense for any banner units except Jinbei, but I don't think Jinbei has he? Yeah, I don't think he's fought in Egghead yet, so. But yeah, I guess after talking about it, Blackbeard is probably the highest chance again now. Kizu definitely second. Yeah, of course, Blackbeard should come. Hopefully he comes, but like I said, they need a. It's gonna be very weird if they make him an attacker. I mean, 3 attackers in 1 anniversary is crazy. I mean, we never even gotten 2 attackers in 1 anniversary. Unless if you want to count Gear 5, I guess. Technically, he can switch into an attacker, but, you know, he's base defender, and he's mostly played as a defender. Now, like I said, if they make him a defender again, that would be fine, I would say, but people will definitely be mad if he's only 1 typing, I think, saying he has 2 devil fruits. I mean, he's a perfect unit for a defender attacker unit. They could make him like Gear 5th, I could see, but yeah, I think if they make him like Gear 5th, it is possible, but I really don't know how they're going to handle the running. I mean, I guess it's not a big deal. It's not like he's swapping into runner and gets new skills, you know, like Kid-in-Law. He is just turning into a runner to grab the flag faster. So I guess that would be fine if Blackbeard did come as every typing like Gear 5th. Maybe base defender, of course, defender. But like I said, again, technically that would be 3 attackers in 1 anniversary, which would be weird. But it would be a little better, like I said, if he's like Gear 5th, where you're probably going to be playing as defender most of your time, but you have the option to switch to attacker and runner. But yeah, I don't know, very confusing. Blackbeard, like I said, probably the highest chance. Kizu second, Gear 5th third. I really think Gear 5th will come next anniversary. I think Blackbeard could come out, and then Blonde Beppo come out as a Bounty Fest. Blackbeard and Shilu come out, and then yeah, right after. I mean, that would make sense. Usually, whoever comes out kind of counters the main EX. Of course, for Film Red Shanks, we got Yasop and Usopp, right? Yeah, Yasop and Usopp, which both of them counted his red-haired state somewhat. After Zoro came out, I believe Cracker came out. After Gear 5th came out, of course, Opbr came out and counted him. Roger, we got, I think, Nolan and Kelgara that came out right after him. And then, of course, Shanks came out, and then we got Dorian Brogy, his counter. So there will be a counter. So if Blackbeard comes, he will probably have a banner unit of Van Augur, Burgess, Doc Q, one of them, maybe Shilu if we're lucky, and then Lon Beppo. come out as a bounty fest that will counter Blackbeard somewhat. Would make the most sense to me.